CE AM/FM cassette auto reverse Walkman, model number 3-5480A. I got some plugging into some computer speakers here with the cord. I got it plugged into the computer speaker so we can do a little demonstration for you. I did a little bit of research on this unit, but it could not find any production date, so I don't know when it was made. It looks to me like, I don't know, maybe late 80s or early 90s. It's got a lot of nice features on it, such as auto reverse and a 3-band graphic equalizer. We'll go to the controls first. There's your direction. You can manually change directions by sliding this, or it'll change automatically when the tape gets to the end. There's your play, stop, rewind, fast forward buttons. On the back it's got a nice size belt clip that's removable. Some Walkmans had a little cheesy belt clip. I wouldn't trust it clipped to my pants, but this one is pretty convincing. I would trust it, trust that it wouldn't come off. Then on the top, got your headphone jack, volume, tuning. Here's your tape, radio off, AM and FM stereo. Now this one does not have the FM mono option. You might be asking, why would you want to put a radio on FM mono? Well, if you receive an FM station and the signal's not very strong, it's weak and it's not coming in very strong, on stereo you're more likely to get some static and distortion. If you're receiving a station weakly, you can put it on mono and get rid of some of that static and distortion, and it'll sound better. Then we look at the front. One thing that's really nice is it's got the window. You can see one of your cassette reels to see if the tape is turning. Some Walkmans didn't have any kind of window where you couldn't see the tape at all, like this Panasonic. You can't see the tape at all when it's in there. One disadvantage of this unit is the analog tuning here. Of course, it's pretty easy to find a local station that's strong, but if you're listening for distant AM stations at night, like I do sometimes, you really want digital tuning so you know exactly where you are. And it does have a little LED that comes on when FM is receiving in stereo. And here's a nice feature, the 3-band equalizer, bass, mid, and treble. Now this unit does not have Dolby noise reduction, so if you turn your treble up pretty high, while playing a tape, you're going to get a lot of tape hiss, so you need to kind of take that into consideration when you're adjusting the treble. And the bass control kind of disappointed me. It says bass and boost, but it's not really a lower frequency bass that we all love, that the subwoofers put out, that some good headphones can put out. It's not a low bass, it's more like a mid bass, I'd say. I'm just guessing, I don't know, maybe 150 hertz. So I was kind of disappointed with that bass boost, but it's a lot better than not having an equalizer at all, because a lot of these Walkmans, they had no way to adjust the sound. They had no equalizer, no bass and treble, or even a tone control. So that's good to have that 3-band equalizer. In a second I'll go ahead and play the tape and do a little demonstration for you. One thing about these Walkmans, if you're going to buy one used, is these things are getting so old now that it's likely that the cassette player is going to have problems. So take that in consideration. Like the Panasonic I showed you a minute ago, the cassette player is dead on it, just the radio works. I've had it for 20 years. I bought it new 20 years ago, and that's why I bought this one to replace it. And actually first I bought this Sony here about 3 or 4 months ago off of eBay. This one it's a nice unit. It's got digital tuning, but it plays cassettes, but the auto reverse doesn't work. It only plays forward. It doesn't play reverse. So when you're buying one of these, especially if you're going to buy one on eBay or or have it shipped in, you can't try it out. Just take into consideration that the cassette player is likely to have problems. A good thing to do is ask the seller specific questions like, does it play the right speed without dragging? Does fast forward and rewind work? Does it play both directions? I asked a lot of questions on this GE before I bought it, and the seller, answered all of them, said it all works good. So that's good. I got a unit in really good shape. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate a little playback for you. I'm going to demonstrate the auto reverse feature.
Ontario, Canada. He sent me a link to Flash Cheater and the Men from Mars, suggested I give him a listen. I did, and I'm glad I did. Very exciting sound. And right before them, you heard Jason Ritchie and New Blood.
Play the back
side.
side.
Dave Alvin.
Just flip that, slide that switch. Now we're playing the back side of the tape.
He sent me a link to Flash Cheater and the Men from Mars.
Okay, in case you're wondering what program I was playing, I recorded that off a shortwave radio. It's a program on a shortwave station, WWCR, called The Last Radio Playing. They play a lot of blues and a little bit of other stuff too. That's on shortwave radio. That's not on regular AM or FM, so that's where I got that program from. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video.